Also, Joe Cole has won 3 FA Cups, and Marcel Schaefer has won a German Cup. So there are quite a few guys on the roster who know what it takes to win a tournament like this. Guys?
Thank you, Heather. Yeah, sometimes when you talk about those countries' experience, Lee, it's a good opportunity, and for us as well, you get a lot of these players who haven't had a chance to get a lot of time in.
Yeah, and just to add to that, Michael Nanchoff was actually a spur in the Rowdies side back in 2013 in the 4th round when he was with Portland. He scored both goals in a 2-0 victory for Portland over the Rowdies in that 4th round play, and he was really unused on the Timbers, really, and that was an opportunity for him to come in and get some minutes when he was still with the MLS side. So lots of history in the U.S. Open Cup with players on the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Rowdies will be in their green and yellow hooped shirts and socks, green shorts. They'll go right to left on your screen, which here in St. Pete, almost west at your back. That means the sun will be slightly in the eyes of the Jacksonville goalkeeper, Juan Fajardo. Jacksonville will be wearing dark blue, basically from head to toe, a little combination of a lighter blue coming down off the Armada uniform. The referee today will be Christina Unkel. Janessa Gunn and Jason Kopakin will be on your sides, and Jonathan Belinsky, your 4th official. Jacksonville ready to kick off. They're in the area going from left to right, and over the ball appears to be Andre Rosales. Possibly a 5-3-2 formation here for Jacksonville. We'll see what their plan of attack is against the Rowdies.
Yeah, I think, Mike, just to sit back and try to absorb the pressure that the Rowdies are going to put in here and just try to nick one on the counterattack if it is in fact that, 5-3-2. The Rowdies need to take advantage of that youth and inexperience. It's almost like playing in the United Soccer League against one of those MLS affiliated sides where you see less consistent starting 11s, a lot younger players. And we saw that in the Toronto FC2 game where the Rowdies were able to put up 4 goals, albeit with their first team. So quite a few different members in the lineup today, but none that can't do the job on a first team regular basis as well.
Porter is listed for a foul. Jacksonville of the NPSL. Rowdies, of course, of the USL, entering competition. Jacksonville advanced a week ago, beating the Villages 2-1 on a last late goal, that is. 89th minute to advance to this round. Damian Lowe, and that ball will get to Fitzgerald, barely there, and he'll throw it out to Luke Bowden, give him some space as he moves forward. Bowden.
Akira Fitzgerald seeing his first action and goal since coming off getting injured in that game on the road, the Rowdies' first loss of the season in Louisville, where Matt Pickens was healthy enough to come back from injury and has started every game for the Rowdies in the United Soccer League since that time.
It was a hamstring tweak that took about a week or 2 to get over, but as you mentioned, Pickens, who had kind of lost his job in the preseason due to a neck injury, was back, and Fitzgerald moved back down. Keith Savage making his 120th appearance for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Ties for second with Takuya Yamada. That ball tested the goalkeeper, who bounces down. Did it go in? I believe it may have gone across the line. We got a goal. The Rowdies, from distance, Kyle Porter will convert as the goalkeeper, Juan Fajardo, tracking back to his line.
Yeah, I believe,
couldn't keep it out.
I believe Janessa Gunn also, she saw it on the sideline, the 4th official. I think he has a tough angle to see there. This one might be a little bit better. Catch up with the ball. Fajardo goes in. It bounces outside. It's how far did it come back? I think it's that second touch, Mike, that went behind the line, and it is. They conferred, yeah, absolutely. It was Janessa Gunn who pointed her flag to the goal, and she's the one that made that call as Christina Unkel goes over to confer. So what a bizarre way to start this game, Mike, a couple minutes into it, and they're up 1-0.
As you mentioned, the assistant official on the far side, Janessa Gunn, raised the flag. Moving down Difficult angle to check it out, and it appeared Fajardo at everything. The ball was certainly had momentum going back to the line, and Fajardo, who is into his netting, reached forward, but doesn't matter. It is a goal for the Rowdies. Kyle Porter saw Fajardo off his line and went at net and got rewarded for it with the goal.
Well, a dream start for the Rowdies here on a Tuesday night to get that 1-goal lead. That throws out the whole game plan for the Jacksonville Armada U23 team, trying to sit back. Now they're going to have to stay with them and try to open up a bit and take some chances early, and you don't want to do that against this experienced Rowdies team.
Bowden on it with Patterson back to Nanchoff. Nanchoff's ball is headed down. Now Porter. Again Porter. The pink and white cleats on the far side up to Patterson. He had dropped it for Georgi Ristov, but instead it will roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in the corner for the Armada.
Wow, just talk about taking the wind out of your sails, isn't it, Mike, for Juan Fajardo? A big mistake, and that just really hurts your team. If they had any bit of confidence coming into it, their team talk before the kickoff, and then to be down within 3 minutes, 1-0. Now the Rowdies can really work on different parts of their game. They're not out of the water yet. You have to give the other team some respect, but still the perfect start here at home for the Rowdies.
That's Dos Santos on it. He's taken down by Nanchoff and get the free kick. Sent across by Rustic. Morel has it taken off him in the midfield, and now Jacksonville looking to tee it up, and it will go wide as the shot taken inside by Ramak Safi, and it goes wide, and Fitzgerald will take the goal kick.
Now this is the first home game for the Rowdies in the U.S. Open Cup since last year, where they played FC Cincinnati when the Rowdies were in the North American Soccer League, and FC Cincinnati in USL, and the Rowdies getting that 1-0 victory to get the trip to go up to Columbus, which was a very interesting game, wasn't it, Mike? They were in it, and then there was that long weather delay, and the Columbus crew came out and destroyed the Rowdies after that delay was over to knock them out of the U.S. Open Cup.
Georgi Ristov was the goal scorer in that 1-0 victory against Cincinnati. There's Tamika McCandawiri. Tam was the captain last year, getting his first appearance this year for the Rowdies.
Yeah, Keith Savage is well out on the pitch, getting some needed minutes.
Fajardo out.
He's handled the ball outside of the box there, Mike.
Looked like he possibly dropped it down, and Christina Uncle did not believe it was there. Fajardo coming out off his line. Did drop it. Tough angle to check that out. Nanchoff again will use his goalkeeper Fitzgerald.
Still pretty shaky though, don't you think, for a keeper here? We're in the 7th minute of play, and he's come off his line, made a mistake on the first goal, and in my mind it looked like he handled the ball outside of the box, that he was still in possession of it before he dropped it.
Momentum had gone down, but you're right, under pressure from Patterson. And I guess to complete the thought before Porter scored from distance, we had talked about Keith Savage with that 120th appearance, tying Takuya Yamada, but Georgi Ristov, who broke his record, 121 the other day, now with 122 tonight. Nanchoff. Bowden, Fernandez, and now back to Ristov. Ristov's pass taken away, and it's Jesus Colombo who turns it over for the Armada 23s. Savage wide across to Porter. That's about where he scored the goal from. There's Patterson. He's got help wide. That's Porter. Porter will send it across first time, and it's knocked down. Well defended by the Armada 23s. Looking forward for the front man and Rosales. Rosales will have it. He'll turn on low. He's got 2 defenders at him. And Lowe does a good job of forcing back around. Ball played over the top. It would have been offside, but it will roll back to Fitzgerald instead.
Well, Fitzgerald not having to do very much in the first 2 matches of the season here at Al Lang Stadium in those 2 wins, but he certainly did in the 1-0 victory against the Ottawa Fury, making 3 pretty big first half saves to keep the Rowdies in the match before they were able to get one in the second half for that 1-0 win.
As you mentioned, Fitzgerald had those 3 games, all shutouts. Did start the Louisville game and played about the first 15 minutes before having to depart with the injury, and had not given up a goal there. Through the game's first 9 minutes tonight, still hasn't either. Here's Fitzgerald at his feet. Candelaria get it back. Nanchoff into Savage. He'll go first time, at least tries to attempt that way, but Bowden gets the second ball. He'll run towards the line and earn the throw. Rough ball into Ristov, and it will go back out. It'll be an Armada throw this time. Winner of this one will face the winner of tomorrow's match between the South Florida Surf of the PDL or Miami FC of the NASL. In either case, should the Armada win, they will travel on the road to either of those teams. If the Rowdies win, they will, and they play Miami, they will travel to South Florida on the 31st. Should the South Florida Surf win, and they will visit here Al Lang on the 31st. Be a throw in for the Armada 23s.
Well, that would be a big upset, Mike, if Miami FC doesn't move ahead. You know, Stuart Campbell would probably love to see the upset and not having to do the travel down to Miami.
Damian Lowe gets it back from Ristov, and Lowe will try and chip it towards the back post. Had a little space. You would like to see him go forward, but as he pressed up, Armada will have possession, but the Rowdies get it back once again. You're right, but that's the beauty of the U.S. Open Cup. Upsets happen quite often. Here is Morel. Looks to play it across, looking for Patterson. It's going to go too far. Fernandez can't get it either. It'll be a goal kick.
A good opportunity here. You see Alex Morel coming in, just chipping that in. And it may have taken a deflection, which may have put off Patterson. Just a little bit too far for him to get to, but I think we're going to see a lot of these types of opportunities tonight, Mike. You have those younger teams, a little bit of hesitation on the part of the Jacksonville. And a team like the Rowdies with their experiences is 9 times out of 10 going to punish you and put it away.
Rowdies will have a throw. Fans still making their way in here to this midweek U.S. Open Cup match. Nanchoff sends it wide out to Bowden. Now Fernandez. Back, Bowden on the run towards the corner, tackled away by the 23s of Armada of Jacksonville. That one's sent across, looking for Morel, but it will come away, and Keith Savage runs it down. Out to Lowe, his driven ball will be deflected back to Fitzgerald. Give it back to Lowe. Savage tied up a little bit with Safi, and Keith will be whistled for the foul. Driven in towards the area. Damian Lowe will head it up. Lowe looked like to be grabbed down by the neck, and I think that was a call. It's not offside, but as Lowe went up, seemed to be an arm come across the neck. And that is what was waved by the linesman as you get another look at this ball driven in. That one intended for Porter will go out. It'll be a throw in for the Armada 23s. Played back to Fitzgerald, who's under some pressure and just gives the fans in the seats a chance to catch that one. And after the bobble, they do. Good look at Fitzgerald. That will go over the line, and it looks like it will be a corner kick for Jacksonville.
And this is the stuff, Mike, that, you know, the Rowdies a little bit sloppy here. It all started from a suspect back pass to Fitzgerald from Lowe, and it's giving Jacksonville Armada U23 an opportunity here.
Driven in, Savage flips it up. Now Lowe will head it away. Second ball back in. Armada with it in the area. That's McKenna sent to the back post. Fitzgerald is up and is able to collect that one as that ball floated up high. He'll quickly throw it out. Patterson slows it down a bit. He's got Georgie in front of him, and now he gives it to him. Armada with a lot of blue shirts behind the ball will force the Rowdies to slow it down.
I'm not sure if Georgie wanted that ball from Fitzgerald and Bowden intercepted it. And Georgie was going with a full head of pace there and was catching Jacksonville with a lot of numbers forward there.
Back to Luke Bowden, now Nanchoff. Porter, Morrell. Cuts inside, does Alex Morrell. Now towards the top of the area, and one step too far, but the loose ball will come down. That's Nanchoff. Looking across, Luke Bowden. Bowden whips it in. It's over Patterson's head. Second ball out. It will be Dos Santos with it, and he'll have it poked away. Kandawiri. And now some miscommunication there by the Rowdies. But they'll come away with a loose ball, and it's Fernandez, Leo Fernandez. Georgie plays it in the area, and it's just missed by Patterson heading in. He had a little bit of space because no one ran with them. But he wasn't able to get a touch on it, and it bounces harmlessly to Fajardo.
That was a good ball over the top, Mike. I'm surprised that Patterson missed that one. I thought he was going to get to that.
I think if he knew how much time he had, he would have probably had some sort of touch, but
yeah, completely unmarked.
No one ran with him. Sent long. It's a good ball here, but Bowden is in position, able to run it towards the outside. Under a little pressure, just send it up the field. Up. Good ball to Georgie Ristov. Ristov's touch strays him a bit, but Jacksonville able to come down with a loose ball. Good touch inside by Rosales. Kyle Porter gets inside position and able to get the foul as Margaitis ran into his back.
Kyle Porter in USL would be considered a domestic player, but not here in the US Open Cup. Being a native of Canada, he is considered an international in this tournament.
Wide to Bowden. Fernandez's ball is not good as it'll go over the touchline. It'll be a throw in for Jacksonville. Lowe clears it upfield. Be a throw in for the Rowdies. Just about 19 minutes played here at Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies lead Jacksonville Armada 23s 1-0. It was a Kyle Porter goal from distance. Jacksonville argued vehemently, saying it never crossed the line, but the referee saw something different. That one will roll all the way over the line.
Well, we'll see VAR used in a number of games in the NASL and USL this season. And that would have been one that more than likely would have went to see if it crossed the goal line. And still would have been very difficult for any conclusive camera angle here at the stadium.
Fernandez will pressure a little bit, but the header by Jay Bolt back to Fajardo as he gets there first. Fernandez now. Kept inside, and Alex Morel has some space. Goes at the defender, he's got help to his right, but he'll cut it back to the left. Drops it for Nanchoff. Michael Nanchoff looking to tee it up. He does. Fajardo down to his left and makes the save. That one had eyes for the corner, and Fajardo able to keep it out. And it will be a corner kick for the Rowdies.
Nanchoff seeing a little bit of space there in between the defenders, and Fajardo does a good job of getting down to his left and getting his arm out there and just getting a piece of that was always moving away from him. A really good save there, this time by the Armada keeper.
And it will be Nanchoff on the corner. Bring this one in swinger towards the back post, looking for Tam. He heads it back in. It's still free, 6 yards out, and it just misses the post on the far side.
A little miscommunication there, I think, between the Rowdy players and Bowden having a big smile and can't believe that one somehow didn't find the back of the net. See that getting up again across the face of the goal, and he just nicks it wide, and Damian Lowe right there as well, and he misses it too.
Looked like it may have bounced off the post on that second look, and as you pointed out, yeah, Lowe was there, just didn't get a touch on it. So the combination, Nakandawiri, Bowden, and Lowe showing why they're defenders in front of the box there. Halfway through the first half is the Rowdies with a 1-0 lead here, league at Al Lang Stadium in St. Petersburg, Florida. It is the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. They lead the Jacksonville Armada under 23s. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, and Heather Donnelly on the call. Fajardo, the goalkeeper, will send it forward for the Armada, wearing their blue jerseys. The Rowdies in their home green and yellow hoop shirts and socks.
So far what I've seen, Mike, from Morel playing on that right-hand side. He's not the biggest guy out there, but he brings a ton of pace. And I like the way he likes running 1v1. He's attacking players through the middle. It's exciting to see. Sometimes he's made that one touch too many, but he does bring something different than Darwin Jones, who normally plays out on that right-hand side the last couple of games.
Colombo was offside, couldn't hold his run back. Patterson. Hernandez, the Meg, the defender, over to Nanchoff, who switches it wide to Porter. Porter inside, wrist off. It's off the defender. Good hustle by Nanchoff to get it out to Fernandez. 2 Rowdies. Patterson will run wide. He's got Bowden to help him on the far side. Bowden gets it. Bowden back to Patterson, and Patterson cannot get around the defender and will foul that opportunity.
I'm not sure what Patterson was looking for there. I thought he was going to go back to Bowden. He side foots it along the top of the box, and there wasn't anybody with the Rowdies around there, and to end up getting on the end of that pass.
Fajardo will take the free kick. Ball played in, and Damian Lowe was late across, and it will be a free kick for the Armada 23s. About 30 yards out. Pretty much center of the park. Actually, we'll call it 32 is the spray can. About 4 yards outside the 18. Rosales with the right foot looking to tee this one up. Just beyond the circle, they move it back a yard. It will be Rosales. 4.5-man wall as Patterson just outside. Actually, it's not Rosales. They teed it up, and the next guy took it, and it went into the wall. I don't know if that was intended. We have a head injury, so that goes down, and that appears to be Georgi Ristov. And it appears it was Georgi Ristov whose head it went off in the wall.
Another look at it here, yeah, and Georgie right in the line of fire. It looks like he got his head down a little bit, so, but still, at that distance, that's not something that Stuart Campbell wants to see as his leading goal scorer get injured in an Open Cup game. That's the difference this year when we talk about the Rowdies only having that 22-man roster, Mike. There's not necessarily the options in these sort of games when there's plenty of them to be played in a short period of time. It is certainly better for the locker room and the camaraderie and just the spirit of the team. But as far as selection is concerned, this is sometimes where you have to play some players where you might not want to be able to give them rest with all these games in a short period of time. And Georgie's going to be all right, it would appear, but yeah, a little bit of a scare for Georgi Ristov. He's clearing the cobwebs out right now.
Sportsmanship as Bowden just plays it back. Fajardo will come outside his area. We're back underway here at Al Lang Stadium. Georgi Ristov able to run back on the field as well. Along the back, Kieran McKenna. And listed on the game sheet, 5-3-2, but it does appear they're playing with 4 in the back and a couple up front, and this time they're going to stretch it across. That one's whipped back across, and it's dangerous ball and whiffed on by Lowe, but Bowden is the only one around, and the Rowdies able to get possession. Still under pressure in their own third, and now Michael Danchoff able to find Leo Fernandez. Fernandez, though, can't keep it. Dangerous ball here as Alex Morel read that, uses his speed. He'll give it to Patterson. Patterson one-on-one with the defender. Martin Patterson into the 18. Trying to run wide, he's got no help. He does drop it for Keith Savage. Savage onto the ball, and he's pressured from behind. The Rowdies don't get anything off that counter. Now Porterdo will send it in, and now it's headed away.
Leo Fernandez was wide open at one point in that odd man rush for the Rowdies, and he was just waiting for him to cut that across the top of the 18-yard box, and the pass never did come. It's too bad. Just a quick look to the left there, and Fernandez would have been wide open for a shot on goal.
Dropped short. Savage. Now Nanchoff again. Looking long for Patterson. Patterson underneath it, able to get ahead on it. He's marked there by Grassmeyer. Patterson into the corner. Did it go over the line? It did, and it will be a goal kick. So goal kick here for the Armada. The 23s of Armada.
Have a look here, Mike. There's the interception by Bowden, but watch at the bottom of your screen, Fernandez, as that ball goes forward. Right there, Mike. He is wide open at the top of the box to cut that across for an opportunity, but Patterson just doesn't see him.
Headed strongly back by Tam. Akanda-Weary, and now it's sent over the line. It'll be a throw-in. Taken by Fernandez quickly. Nanchoff looking for Patterson in the back. It is one-on-one, but now it's cut inside by Georgie Ristoff. And it will be another corner kick here for the Rowdies, who lead the Jacksonville Armada 23s in Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup action 1-0 after the half-hour mark. Michael Nanchoff, this time it will swing away from the goalkeeper, left foot out swinger. That ball down free in the box and now cleared away by the Armada 23. Savage misses it, but Porter will give it back to him, and now Savage will get it out towards Nanchoff. Back across the goal. Ristoff's going to run it down. Ian Patterson can't connect, but Savage will be a little strong on that attempt to get it back out to Georgie.
Game minutes and practice minutes are a little bit different, Mike, and Keith Savage trying to get the rust off there in the first couple of touches that he's had, and that's going to happen, but it's good that it is against a team like Jacksonville Armada U23. He's got a lot more experience out there, and that'll come back to him.
Long ball played, and Fitzgerald will get that one off of one bounce.
And to run a play, really, that's all that Akira Fitzgerald's had to do tonight, Mike, is go out and get those type of long balls that aren't finding anybody for their Armada. Armada hoping for those free kicks that they just had in a dangerous area to try to nick one back when it's been mostly Rowdies as far as possession is concerned in this game. But really, Gallardo making that one save, and then he had the mistake on the goal. That's really so far in the first 32 minutes of the game that the Rowdies have put on goal. And I'd like to see them press a little bit more forward and take control of this game, and not just in possession, but on the scoreboard as well.
Nanchoff looking to quickly counter with Fernandez. Leo Fernandez one-on-one with the defender, has to circle back. He's got Georgie. Georgie on the left foot. It will deflect. It will be a corner kick for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Tipped across, headed away.
Surprised, Mike, on that corner kick that the one-man back was Damian Lowe. We've seen him before in training and in game scenarios get forward and really good with using his head on those type of set pieces.
Safi will give it to Rosales, who drifts into an offside position and is whistled for it. Here's Lowe. Patterson with all kinds of space to turn. He'll drive it out towards Fernandez. Fernandez touches it down. He's got Bowden running around him. Bowden almost in the way now, and that shot or cross attempt is blocked. The Armada 23s slowing it down a little bit from their own third. They'll look forward. Colombo joining Rosales as a target man. This time they're looking for Rosales. It's chested down by McCandawary, and Fitzgerald able to get it inside his area and roll it out short to Savage. Here's Lowe. Can't connect with Porter as that's too far in front of him. McKenna. Long ball driven across the field. Porter off his head. Be a throw in. Nice ball driven across by the Armada 23s. Will result in a throw. Argatis. That ball driven towards the near post. Fitzgerald will let it go over the line. Goal kick.
Good there from the Armada, though, winning that battle on the outside. Just a poor ball into the 6-yard box that Fitzgerald saw all the way, and smart just to let that go out. But that's the problem with sometimes the Rowdies sitting back or winning that possession. You just don't want to allow that other team to get that one opportunity, because just like that, despite domination, the scoreboard could read 1-1. Patience proved to be for the better for the Rowdies on Saturday night in what was a very equal first half against Louisville. Chances created by both teams, but once Georgi Ristov came on in that second half, Mike, it really turned the tide. A couple of great opportunities and some great saves by the Louisville keeper, and then Georgi with a fantastic goal to break things open, and Joe Cole with a beautiful over-the-top ball to Deshaun Brown to get them that badly needed second goal to give them a little bit of breathing room and win back those 3 points that they lost up in Louisville for their first loss of the USL 2017 campaign.
They are currently 5-2-2. Second place in the USL Eastern Division behind Charleston.
Charleston looking very strong this season, Mike, aren't they? They really throw things forward. They don't mind conceding goals here and there because they're confident enough that they're going to score the goals and be the better in that department.
Rowdies are 5-1 here. That one being the loss to Charleston. 3-2 about a month ago.
It's very rare you see the Rowdies concede 3 goals at home in a match. Their defense has been fantastic here at Al Lang Stadium for the last 2 years.
Porter with it again. Porter again, the game scorer, the goal scorer for the game. Patterson is shoved, and we'll get the free kick. Taken down there by Grassmeyer. Make no doubt about it, even though that shot or that goal by Porter was taken from in front of the Armada 23's bench, Porter looked up and saw the goalkeeper Fajardo off. And again, it's going to be one that's debated. Jacksonville does not believe that went across the line, but the line's running down the line, signaled it had. That is the difference so far as we into the 41st minute here at Al Lang.
Well, Mike, here's a fun fact for this game provided by our friend Matt with the Unused Substitute. Does their podcast every week. A big promoter of the Rowdies. The fun fact is NPSL clubs are 0-13-0 all time against Division II pro clubs, scoring 6 and conceding 32.
It's about 2.5 to half. Don't think we'll get half goals here, but that one's sent across to the back post and under pressure. Bolt able to put that over the bar, and it's a goal kick. We're into the 42nd minute. Another look at the opportunities. You can see as Porter gets it. You can see it looked up, and there it is, sent across. And Lee, the first bounce, it never did, but if it's up in the air to that point in time, we saw the flag come up from our vantage point. So Janessa Gunn had no doubt about it. That's why where we stand, at least goal-wise, through this part of the game.
Yeah, Fajardo wasn't that first bounce. It was clearly still not in the goal, but he went very far back beyond the goal line and did have a hand pushing it out. And from that vantage point, they said it was a goal.
And you know, I mean, at least at that point, Janessa Gunn's running back towards the goal. It's not that she could be on the line because you have to stay in line with the last defender, but she saw it from that vantage point. So for those who may ask why the linesman wasn't on the line, that's a long run because the defense was still outside the 18 as well. And that momentum with Fajardo being in the net now. Rowdies turnover here is Morrell into the box. Alex Morrell onto the left foot. He'll shoot, and Alex Morrell makes it 2-0. The Jacksonville turnover here in the last couple minutes of the first half. The Rowdies make him pay.
Yeah, great job after the turnover, and I honestly thought there was enough of a tug on Morrell's back arm that if he would have went down, he may have earned the penalty kick, but he stays on his feet to continue on and to get the shot on goal. That's the speed that Alex Morrell brings. There's the pull right there by Erstick, but Morrell stays on his feet, does all the work here. Little fake, little, there you go, and he's able to slot that past Gallardo with his left foot into that backside netting.
Dos Santos had left it for his defender, and Morel, as you pointed out, very fast, used that speed to create that turnover. So the Rowdies, who have controlled play to this point, find themselves now with a 2-0 lead. Keith Savage will turn it over, and he'll slide in, take down Arguedas. Free kick will go for the Armada 23s. They'll look to quickly play it. The Rowdies read that one. They'll send the big bodies to the 18. The Rowdies hold the line, top of the penalty box. Top of the area. Left foot sent in towards the back post. The header by Safi will go over the line and be a goal kick. As we come up on 45, we're told there will be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Fitzgerald, who hasn't been tested. So we see the 2 flash up on the sign of the 4th official. Here's Georgi Ristov, who's sandwiched, scissored, but tackled away cleanly by the Armada 23s. And play on here as the Rowdies get it towards Ristov. Fernandez will lose it, though.
Yeah, Armada having a lot of trouble finding any space, Mike, when they do take over the ball in their own third of the half. They're being closed down immediately by 2 and 3 Rowdies and causing them to turn the ball back over, to move backwards once again. So good job in this first half defensively by the Rowdies and closing down and really forcing the Armada to make plays that they don't want to make.
A lot of extra kicking going on right now. To watch how this one turns maybe in the next few minutes. Bowden looking long for Ristov. Patterson tries to split the defenders. It will be a throw for Armada. All the way across, it's going to skip out over the line, and Rowdies have done here in the first half what they needed to do, and a couple mistakes by the Armada 23s. Obviously the shot from distance and Fajardo, the decision as far as not pushing it out further, or whether it did or not, but a turnover in their own third, and Morel made them pay. So 2 bad mistakes by the Armada, and the Rowdies do what you would expect them to do. A 2-0 lead as the halftime whistle comes here at Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies do lead the Jacksonville Armada under 23s here in the first or the second round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup here in 2017, and we'll see what the coach has to say in just a moment, as he is standing by. Not quite just yet, but we'll get with Stuart Campbell in just a moment. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly, who's with Stuart Campbell.
Thank you, Mike. Coach, your team has done their job so far here in the first half, controlling much of the possession and putting up 2 goals. What are your thoughts on their first half performance?
Yeah, exactly. At the minute, it's a job well done, obviously leading 2-0, but we know it's a real dangerous scoreline. The next goal is absolutely crucial in this game. If we get it, then we're going to look to really build on it. If they get it, it'll be game on for us. So we have to go in. We're going to start the second half as if it's 0-0 and go and try and get the next goal.
Defensively, you've really been able to limit their chances. What's enabled you to do that?
Yeah, just as I said, we've had a good defensive shape in the game, and like I said, good communication. Obviously, we've got a few guys starting for the first time in a couple of weeks, but I've been overall been happy with them.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you, Heather, and we'll talk more, expound upon that. And if you missed any of the first 45, we'll let you see what you may have missed. We'll come back. It is the second round Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup here in St. Petersburg. Al Lang Stadium with the Tampa Bay Rowdies leading the Jacksonville Armada under 23 2-0.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
T, let's go, let's go. Come on. Shortcuts on 3. 1, 2, 3, shortcuts! How can you be more?
We're on the road showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly. The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. One cap beats 4 of theirs. OxyClean gets the tough stains out.
The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1 million megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges.
And offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
We got the sun. Got the sun jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg.
Stadium here at The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. It is halftime where the Tampa Bay Rowdies lead Jacksonville Armada 23s 2-0. Mike Pepper alongside Lee Godfrey in a first half that didn't see a ton of opportunities. The Rowdies only had about 3 or 4, but they were able to take advantage of 2 of them in a game that they really controlled play, Lee.
Yeah, they did. It was a quick start for the Rowdies. Kyle Porter coming on, and he catches Fajardo off of his line. He has a go at goal, and you see it bounce back, and he's actually touched the back of his net with one of his hands. So that shows you how far back into his goal he's gone, and he pushes forward that ball. But Christina Uncle made the call from Janessa Gunn's side view, saying that is a goal, and the Rowdies get one in the first few minutes of this one. Kyle Porter on the sheet. Akira Fitzgerald at the other end of the pitch doing a good job here. Good positioning, falling back and able to grab that one and not leave a rebound for the Armada to get on the end of. Georgi Ristov with a nice ball here over the top, and geez, that one is so close for Patterson, and I'm not sure he realized just how open he was and how much time he had, because he should have done better with that one. A good opportunity. Alex Morel to Nanshoff, and Nanshoff has a go from distance with the left footer, and Fajardo doing a good job of diving down to his left and getting a palm on that one and pushing it wide. But then Morel, what a great individual effort, speed, staying on his feet, little stop and a little start. Fajardo comes out and he's able to beat him with the left footer into the side netting to give the Rowdies that 2-0 lead, Mike.
As we mentioned, the opportunities, and you take them. The possession absolutely controlled by the Rowdies. But we will have the second half action coming up in just a few minutes. Again, the Tampa Bay Rowdies here in the second round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup lead the Jacksonville Armada 2-0.
Today, we can connect more, play more, do more. And all that more takes energy. At Duke Energy, we're doing more too. More innovative technology, like ways to fix outages before they happen, for more reliable energy every day. So no matter how much you do, we're always here, with power for your life.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams, and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Some people are blessed. Compassion and empathy are second nature. Being selfless increases their self-worth. They consider caring for others a calling, not a sacrifice. And we consider them our role models. Because if humanity can make the world a better place, imagine what it can do for healthcare.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
T, let's go, let's go. Come on. Shortcuts on 3. 1, 2, 3, shortcuts!
How can you be more?
We're on the road showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on the t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly. The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. One cap beats 4 of theirs. OxyClean gets the tough stains out.
The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
Welcome back here to Al Lang Stadium. Halftime, 2-0. The Rowdies lead the Jacksonville Armada under 23. And right now, Heather Donnelly is with Pat Cannon, the head coach for the Jacksonville Armada 23s.
Thank you, Mike. Coach, tough first half for you. You're down 2-0 to a really experienced and talented Rowdies team. What was your message to your team in the locker room here at the half?
Oh, I just told them that I wasn't satisfied being down 2-0. I thought we had some good moments in the first half where we looked like a very good team, and then we had 2 bonehead mistakes that caused us the 2 goals. But I thought for the most part it was a good half, and making a couple of different changes going into the second half on how we play to try to get one and see where that leads us.
The Rowdies really controlled the possession there in the first half. What can you do in the second half to adjust to control more of the possession and generate a little bit more offense?
Yeah, we talked about just putting a little bit more pressure on their players. I think the guys came out and gave them a little bit too much respect, and so we talked about them when they're making the runs, staying touch tight and just making it a little harder on them, because right now it's a little bit too easy on the ball for them.
Thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thanks, Heather. And well, thoughts there. When you are the underdog, you might as well pressure and see if you can force a mistake or 2. It might open it up a little bit for the Rowdies, but it's now or never. That's part of the beauty of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, Lee, and you win or go home. And right now, down 2-0 with 45 minutes to play, they got no choice but to put on some pressure and maybe try and create a mistake themselves.
Yeah, you really are caught between a rock and a hard place there on that one. You heard Stuart Campbell before the break say we want to play this still like it's a 0-0 and not sit back and protect this 2-goal lead, because, yeah, if the Armada do get that one chance and make it 2-1, it is a new game in that instance. So one more goal by the Rowdies here would really do well in putting this game away and seeing them move on to play another game here in the U.S. Open Cup.
Looking out there to see, perhaps, if there's any changes. It appears that the Armada 23. For the Rowdies, it does appear that Darwin Jones is going to make his way in for Georgie Ristoff. So We'll see who may slide inside if Darwin decided or is playing outside. Georgie's kind of in that role, or at least in the first half, was behind Martin Patterson up top. So we'll see whether or not Leo Fernandez or Alex Morel might move into that position. That's normally occupied by Joe Cole. Tonight, Georgie Ristov got that start. Rowdies will kick off, going from left to right this half. Good look at Darwin Jones there as he pulls the socks up. About ready to get started here in second half action again. The winner of this game will face either Miami FC of the NASL or the South Florida Surf of the PDL in the third round.
Well, Jones looks like he's starting out on that left-hand side now, Mike, and
Morel on the right, so it looks like Fernandez, Leo Fernandez tucks inside of it, perhaps. Sent over the line.
Rowdies halftime substitution. Now leaving the game number 10, Georgie Ristov. Now entering the game number 7, Darwin Jones.
Here's McCandawiri. Up to low. All kind of scenarios when you look at those potential matches, and that was a shoulder to the head. Patterson is taken down there by Cameron Grassmeyer. That's the second time Grassmeyer has been whistled for a physical push or shoulder on Patterson, and I think he got a word for it saying no more.
Yeah, that'll be the last one there, and the card will come out on a next ill-timed foul, and he was late on that one coming in, not just using the body, but he was late on it as well.
Nanchoff will take this free kick. Send it into the box. But down Patterson flips it over. It's chested out by Grassmeyer, and now Joseph Toby will send it up towards the front. Damian Lowe's header will be run down by Porter, who gets it back to his goalkeeper. Fitzgerald driving it out towards Morel. Alex Morel will slide it up. Patterson entangled again with Grassmeyer, goes down to see if he can get the foul, but Grassmeyer wins that one fairly. Savage. Patterson in a little space for Morel if he wants to go forward. He'll slow it down just a bit. Good work by Savage. Now Nanchoff switches it across, although it's intercepted there by Jay Bolt. Bolt on the run forward. Able to get it to Colombo. Jesus Colombo can't keep it in, but he will play it out to make a Rowdies throw deep in their own end. And it is floored, and it's been warmly, but being told that there's a slight little rain shower here. But right now, real quick, the opportunity for Rosales into the corner, and it will be a corner kick. And while they'll set it up, let's find out. Heather, is it coming down hard right now?
It's not coming down very hard, but it is raining down here. Very unexpected. This definitely wasn't in the forecast for tonight, but there are definitely raindrops coming down, so we'll see how long this little storm holds out, guys.
Well, Dos Santos will take this left foot in swinging corner towards the back. Fitzgerald able to punch it out in the front of his net. Morels continues it up towards midfield. It will be controlled by Bolt. Bolt will send it back in off the foot of McCandawiri, who will send it up forward again. Patterson would come back to defend, not a target this time. And the Armada 23s will keep possession now.
You see a lot of people here at Al Lang Stadium moving up and trying to get underneath the stands for a little protection.
A little bit. You climb a little higher, and This converted baseball stadium, home of spring training for many years from I want to say it was the late 20s, but at least the 30s. But it's been a soccer stadium for the last 4 years. Actually 5 years, but 3 years soccer only. Tackled in by Colombo, but it will go out and Bowden will have the throw. Morrell looking long. Fernandez will be over his head. Fajardo will wait on it and play it out short. McKenna. Now it's wide for Dos Santos. Header will go back again to Fitzgerald. Up for Fernandez. Fernandez, nothing in front of him. He'll keep possession through Porter and now Lowe. Nicely switched over to Darwin Jones, now playing on the right side. Here's Jones going at the defender. He'll cut it inside. Savage will tee it up on the left foot, and it will spin off the side of his foot and will be a goal kick.
Good idea there. Darwin Jones had quite a bit of space on that right-hand side, but had the vision to cut it back to keep Savage just outside the top of the box, and Savage just let that one get away from him a little bit. Right idea, though.
Fajardo plays it short. The pressure here, Rowdies, and Fajardo has to send it long. A lot of time there for the Armada 23s. Nice turn, now slotted. And another chance here perhaps. Onto the left foot, back into the box, and Lowe will clear it away. Jones able to run into it before Joseph Toby can get to it, and it will be a throw for the Rowdies. Candawari with some space. Up. Shirt tug on Fernandez, so it'll be a Rowdies kick. Again, kind of completing the thought here. There's a lot of different scenarios on that matchup, perhaps, for Miami FC, the NASL, and the South Florida Surf. That winner tomorrow will face the winner of this one. Jacksonville 23s will not play at home should they come back and win. The Rowdies will travel to Miami to face Miami FC should they win, and Miami should South Florida win, then they will travel here to play the Rowdies on May 31st, Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies in the middle of 5 games in 15 days, and if they get a win, they'll have 7 in 22. Down is Fernandez. The counterattack for the Armada 23s is on. Sent up wide, and a chance here as that ball sent across, but that one's no one's home on the back post except for Keith Savage, who sends it back up to midfield. That one shot is blocked as Rosales was able to turn, and Damian Lowe stuck that big foot out, kept it from getting anywhere near Fitzgerald. Tackled away by Grassmeyer. That ball slotted through by Safi and back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald will use his running back midfielder in Alex Morrell. Morrell now will use some speed perhaps. He's tackled away though. It'll be a throw.
Good job there by Alex Morrell on both sides of the ball to use his speed in a defensive play there to be able to get back and win the ball, send it back to his keeper, Fitzgerald.
McKenna this time wrapped around Patterson, and McKenna will be issued the yellow card. They'll have to play this one back as it's sent long for Jones. McKenna came in and grabbed Patterson and threw him down. It was Grassmeyer had been tied up before and all that, but here's another look at it.
Yep, and no problem making that call there. And the Rowdies, though, wanted to get that one off quick because Darwin Jones was making his run, and then they put the ball over the top. But because the card was issued, the Rowdies will go back and redo this.
Kieran McKenna in the books in the 55th minute with the caution. Patterson somehow finds it at his feet, goes through a couple of defenders. Now out to Darwin Jones. Jones into the box. He'll strike it wide into Ralph's mom. Sitting a little bit lower tonight, but
Patterson putting his hands up as he's walking back across the 6. He had Patterson, he had Morrell, and Lowe chose to take that shot from a pretty tough angle, Mike.
Jones had come in, and you're right, he just didn't appear to be anywhere near the net. Toby now will split the defenders. He's just outside the area, goes down, but no call on that one as Leo Fernandez sees himself behind the defense on the Rowdies attack. Back to Fernandez. Leo Fernandez shot, didn't get a lot on it. Fajardo able to get that one. Long ball. Offside will be the call. There's another look at that here as Toby was running in. He split defenders, Lee. But there you go. You can see Lowe just kind of took it off, and that was a flop all the way.
Yeah, he jumped over the legs there, and if there was anything, maybe Porter with a push, but a good play by the official to say play on.
So Lowe switch it back to Fitzgerald. Looking for Patterson, taken away by Toby. Off the Armada 23's quick throw in for Patterson. Martin Patterson towards the end line, looking for help. He's got Jones. Now he's got two on him. He will try to flip it in and will earn the throw. Jones is there, but I think he's going to give it to Porter. We'll see the ball drop down. Porter quickly into Morrell off his chest. Morrell tries to turn. It will go over the line. It will be a goal kick. Fajardo. Gets it back at his short. Now sent forward. Lowe is on late, but play on. Patterson has it, but Damian Lowe still down. Looking for Savage on the slot, and it will go out. Be a throw in for the Rowdies, and as Damian Lowe is able to come to his feet, that one was in a little bit late. Another look at that. Got stepped on a little bit, Lee.
Just twisting that ankle as he was stepped on, and you see the initial pain there from Damian Lowe, but he's able to get up and walk that one off.
Kyle Porter will have to throw as we approaching the 1 hour mark here at Al Lang Stadium. Tampa Bay Rowdies lead the Jacksonville Armada under 23s 2-0 in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup 2017 second round action. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, Heather Donnelly on the sideline, and right now it's Michael Nanchoff who is taken down, and the Rowdies will have a free kick. Nanchoff, who was taken down, will take the free kick. Rowdies will send a couple of big bodies up towards the 18. Damian Lowe might be the target here. It is looking for Damian Lowe. The header is won by Rustick. A counterattack opportunity, and perhaps should have been played. Instead, the Rowdies can win that one back. It looked like Colombo was running onto it and allowed Rosales, but Rosales is going the wrong way. Colombo maybe should have done something other than that.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. That just took all the steam out of the counterattack that was going for the Armada.
They still have it, though, and they're into the Rowdies' half. Bolt on the far side. He gets tied up with Bowden. Rowdies flying, but now the Rowdies come away with a loose ball. Morrell must have got an elbow into the chin. And the fourth official with a little bit of help here. Did not appear that Christina Uncle saw that right away. Morrell was in, and you saw Morrell's head go back, and more so you heard the fans who were sitting about 10 feet away really throw a groan. The fourth official might have had the best angle on that.
And it's interesting, Mike, because you rarely see a fourth official get involved in a play. Wow, and it's a straight red card.
And it is to Dos Santos. Dos Santos came in, the arm obviously came up, the elbow came up, and here's another look at it. You know, the hand went to the chin, and the shove was there. I don't know if that's straight red, Lee. It didn't, certainly a hit to the face, but I think that's a rough red for Dos Santos.
Pat Cannon is not happy with that one. It almost looked like there were two shots there with the arm to the face of Morrell. It really wasn't an elbow, but...
Well, and I think right now we're going to get a caution here to Jay Bolt. Bolt said something to Christina Uncle after that. That was, I mean, that one, because the call never came originally on the red card to Dos Santos. It was the fourth official who said it. It did see a hand go to the face. I don't doubt a yellow card at all here, Lee, but certainly a red, a little harsh, but certainly it's now what's happening from that point. Here's another look at it.
Now watch here. The view's obstructed a little bit by the other player, but there's one shot there and then almost another shot with both hands, but I think it was that initial hand to the face with Dos Santos' right arm.
It was
is what was seen. I think it's a little bit harsh, Mike. You know, if it's a yellow, but I was shocked to see the red card come out.
Absolute yellow for sure. And you know what? I don't really have a total thing because it did seem to be the extra push. Now, I don't know if it was intended to go towards the chin. It was certainly a push intended. But the fact it was in the face, Lee, I think was what the difference was between yellow and red. So the Rowdies will be playing with a man advantage. Now here's Nanchoff. Nanchoff looking to teed up. He's going to send it across the box a little bit far for Patterson. And so the Rowdies, with a 2-0 lead, are playing 11v10 as we enter the 65th minute now here at Al Lang.
Well, we heard Pat Cannon at the beginning of the second half, and he wanted to see a little bit more pressure and play a little higher and get on the Rowdies when they're on the ball. It's really going to be difficult now, and I really haven't seen anything when they were 11v11 that they had changed the way that they were playing. The way they've come out in the second half is pretty much the same. They came out to start this game, and now the Rowdies, with a little bit of relief, they're going to find a little bit more space out there with the Armada down to 10 men.
And it would have already been, and that's a bad ball there by Makandawiri. So it'll be a throw in for the Armada 23s. I think it's more imperative. You know, Stuart Campbell is going to really want to push forward to get that third goal. It was already a monumental task in front of this team from Jacksonville, these young players, the under 23, trailing by 2. A team that has much more experience, but now finding themselves down a man. If the Rowdies can put one in the back of the net here in the next few minutes, should be able to start making their plans for May 31st, whether it be a home game against the South Florida Surf or a game in Miami against Miami FC.
I don't see it happening tonight, Mike, but I'd be really happy if it did. If, you know, Kyle Porter came off in this game and we see Zach Portillos get an opportunity to get some minutes. It's been such a tough 2 years for Portillos to have him on the bench as a substitute. Where 2 years ago he really was the starter at that right back position, and with the injuries to both of his knees and being out almost for 2 consecutive seasons, it'd be great to see him be able to come on in a game scenario and get some minutes. I understand that the way this is going, it's probably not going to happen. There you look at Zach Portillos, and yeah, the struggles in that first game 2 years ago against San Antonio, his tendons and just rupturing each one, and tough for him to battle back and stay positive, and then the next year, once he's fully healthy, to blow the other one. So
almost a year apart too.
Very, very strange injury.
Let's see, and we were talking with Stuart Campbell just the other day when Marcel Schaefer got the start over Luke Bowden, and Stuart Campbell says we quite possibly had the three best defenders, left defenders in the league. That one headed on by the Armada. Savage can't quite clear it out. It is blocked. Second ball does go out. And you look at it, there's no arguing of Marcel Schaefer, who was in the Bundesliga just 4 months ago. And Luke Bowden, who has ample experience in MLS. And Zach Portillos, as you pointed out.
Yeah. And the other side as well, you know, when you look at Porter, when you look at Darnell King, and it really is stacked out there. And once you lose that spot, it's very difficult to get it back. You know, a lot of coaches are on the side that if you lose your position to injury, you should always have it when you get back. But, you know, if you've given somebody else an opportunity and they've done a fantastic job, it's very difficult to pull that person out of the game as well.
It's a little more, I mean, when you look at Schaefer getting the start at the left back, I mean, it was an illness that fell Luke Bowden. Just a virus as this ball played towards Darwin Jones in the corner. Darwin Jones, first time across, Patterson! Goal! Rowdies! Beautiful ball by Jones, beautiful finish by Patterson. It's 3-0.
Well, that's just perfectly executed, Mike. Darwin Jones streaking in on that right-hand side, and he just slots a perfect ball across the face of the goal. A lot of pace here, nice pass, he stays onside, drives that right across, and I'm not sure if Bayardo, he kind of hesitates, and I don't think he could have gotten out to stop that pass before it gets to Patterson. It goes right past him, and the defenders can't pick up Patterson, and he's able to just be Johnny on the spot and tap that one right in.
Well, the Armada, as we pointed out, the 23s might see their U.S. Open Cup run come to an end. Big win against the Villages, and now down 3 with just over 20 minutes to play, down a man as well after the red card to Dos Santos. That one played back and cannot use his hands as Fajardo. He's got the easy ball out, but nothing's easy when you're down a man. Now Morel will take it away on the giveaway. Savage back to Morel, and now Porter. And to finish the thought on that left back, it was Bowden who lost his position to Schaefer, but it was so much more what Chavez has done in the midfield. That's what has kind of kept Bowden out of that lineup, because Justin Chavez hadn't been so solid, then Bowden probably would have slotted back and Marcel Schaefer back into the midfield. Now that ball is sent across by Porter, and Patterson off the chest, off the post. And it's now kicked into the Rowdies, and the Rowdies will come away with a loose ball again. Sent up towards midfield.
Another very close opportunity there for Patterson to get his second of the match. And Gallardo will be thanking his post on that one.
As Damian Lowe goes up, that ball's over his head, and now an opportunity coming in. That ball shot is going to go wide. That was Joseph Toby who got in behind the defender. And as that one went over the head of Damian Lowe, that will actually be Damian Lowe's last play of the night here. Actually, that was not Toby. That was Henry, who came out as a sub. Didn't see him a little earlier. There's that Patterson opportunity.
Yeah, just off the chest there. Nice ball in, and it just happened to be that is exactly where the post was, and Patterson was right in front of it. There's Justin Chavez coming into the match for Lowe.
And you know, Lowe did play every minute the other night and has been a mainstay. Justin Chavez's versatility is going to allow him to go back at defender, give Damian Lowe a little bit of a rest, perhaps before that game in Toronto on Friday. Couple subs for the Armada. I think at the ejection, Jason Henry came on for Jesus Colombo, and now I believe it is Brandon Bartel that has come on for Andre Rosales.
Well, it's been pretty smooth sailing tonight, Mike, for the Rowdies. Kira Fitzgerald not really called on too many times tonight. Defended well, and pretty much, I would say, to be expected, though, for all intents and purposes, with the difference in quality out in the pitch and experience out there, especially.
McKenna. And Grassmeyer will get it back to his goalkeeper. Driven up. Now Bartel. Here's McKenna. Onto the right foot, will tee up a shot and it'll go wide.
Yeah, shots like that are not going to be a problem for the Rowdies, Mike. In that game against the Ottawa Fury, where Fitzgerald made 3 saves, they were like that, all from distance. A couple of them were good because that ball just a bounce, you know, right in front of Fitzgerald, and he was able to still handle it. But he even said himself after the game, and those are all balls that I should be saving for sure. And tonight, Armada haven't even been able to test him with one on the frame of goal to make him make a save to either his left or right.
Here's Nanchoff. As a tackle comes in, the Armada will have the counterattack. That's Bolt wide.
Stuart Campbell off of the chair there. Thought that that was a definite foul.
Bartel. Patterson in position, has room to turn. He's got Fernandez running, the foot struck out by Grassmeyer. Slow it down. Good look at the coaching staff of the Rowdies as Porter comes up to take the throw. There's Bowden. 76th minute at Al Lang Stadium, 3-0. Rowdies lead the Armada 23s. Patterson from behind. Free kick will go to the Armada 23s. Chested down by Chavez. Talked about that versatility of Justin Chavez and coming to play tonight. One of the Armada players down with a calf injury, it appears, or at least maybe a cramp. They do have one sub remaining. That is Rustic, who was coming off. So the Armada will make their third sub of the night. And running on is Eric Ganim. Patterson, bad ball back to Nanchoff. He's able to bring it down. Good job by Nanchoff. Patterson this time a better ball. Savage. Jones is offside. Flag came up, waited to see whether or not he was going to be a part of it, and Darwin Jones is offside for the Rowdies.
Jones not happy with that call.
So it is Zach Portillos here, Lee. Leo Fernandez will be coming off, and see, maybe Zach asked to play a little bit of midfield position here on the left side. You pointed out a good moment here at Al Lang Stadium as Portillos gets an opportunity to come on tonight.
Yeah, it's that'd be a big moment for him, eh, Mike? Even though it's only for 12 minutes plus stoppage time, but it has been so long since he has seen any sort of minutes in the first team. That's fantastic for him. And he's got to be happy just to be back out there, as it's been a long time, and the Rowdies have been at his back, and they said, no, you're still a member of this team. We're going to see you through this injury because there's still so much potential in the young player who's basically lost the last 2 years of his career.
Can't emphasize it enough, and Stuart Campbell very adamant about it when he's talking about that left back position. So many teams had difficulty finding one that can go in there, and the Rowdies have three that he said he'd be very comfortable playing with at any time. There's Morrell. Sent out wide. Here is Portillos. He'll whip it across, blocked by Ganin. Bowden now back to Savage. Patterson dropping way back, and it's poked away. Tried to tee it up to get it to Morrell. Instead, Jacksonville Armada 23s come away with it. Here's McKenna. Over the top. And it's going to go too far. And Fitzgerald's going to run it down and keep it in. Offside, I guess, was the call instead, so they'll play it up. Not sure why it was blown there, but see if action's going. Whatever it is, it's offside. Morrell has Jones wide. Does he give it to him? He does. Jones holds the run off enough, cuts it back inside. He's on the left foot. He'll shoot it at the chest to Fajardo. That was a rifle. Fajardo bounced off him all the way to the sideline before the Armada 23s can clear it up to midfield.
Good cut in there by Jones, and yeah, he certainly got all of that, but Fajardo in good position, knocking it right off his chest.
Portillas cannot catch up with that one. And look at that shot here, Lee.
Nice cut in, sees the space and drives that right at the keeper, Mike. He had quite a bit of space to the left-hand side of that goal with that left foot. He was hoping that the power would have been enough to get that past.
Kandawiri.
The Rowdies now, Mike, just happy to run off the last just over 8 minutes in stoppage time off the clock here and take the win and hope that everybody stays healthy and pack their bags to head to Toronto. It's going to be an interesting game because they do not play at BMO Field, where Toronto FC and Major League Soccer play down on the Lake Ontario waterfront on grass. The Toronto FC 2 team plays up at the Ontario Soccer Center in Vaughan, just north outside of Toronto, and that's on field turf.
Well, Bolt is inside the defense, and Bolt cuts it back across. A dangerous ball by Bolt, who is still down. Didn't see if something may have happened. He's holding his head. You wonder if he and Bowden or Portillos.
Yeah, I think he may have collided with Portillos. I saw Portillos bending down and kind of holding his knees at one point.
I think he got stepped on maybe as he fell down. You can see cleat marks there. I think as Bolt sent that ball across, he was going to the ground, and Portillos may have stepped on him. That's speculation from such a distance, but you do see the markings on the neck. Let's see if we get a look at that here. Yeah. I think it's maybe not so much step, but the cleats came down and maybe raked across that behind the ear.
Yeah, as they both go down, you see Portillos right there, and as he rolls over top of Bolt, he nails him with the boot at the side of his neck.
Bolt has to run off the field real quick, wearing the captain's armband today, but he'll come back on after the ball put back into play. He's back on. Here's Chavez. Looking long across. Drop back for Bowden. Patterson has dropped over towards that side a little bit. Looks like they're letting Portillo play up top. Morrell was in space. Will go at the defender. He'll cut inside. Tackled away. Nice tackle by Grassmeyer.
Wouldn't that be something, Mike? Stuart Campbell allowing Portillo to come back onto the pitch as a member of the Rowdies and play up top in the center. If he put in a goal, boy, I would put a smile on his face.
He's kind of got that role now, but McKenna will have the intercepted. Perhaps dropping a little bit now as he and Patterson sorting it out now. They seem to be switching back. Underneath the foot of Portillo, wide to Bolt. 85th minute. That'll be played out. It'll be a corner kick here for the Armada 23s. Rowdies seem to be safe with this one. Up a man, up 3 with 5 to play, plus any stoppage time. You never say that anyone's pulling for something, but the U.S. Open Cup can kind of lend itself to that because the Rowdies will either have a home game or away game, and considering 4, if they do have the away game, 4, their next 5 will be away from Al Lang Stadium. That one's sent in away from the goalie. It's headed up. Second ball sent back in on a shot well wide, goal kick. But as we pointed out, now that it's probably safe to say the Rowdies move on, 7 games in 22 days.
That is a lot of soccer, Mike, and that's what Stuart Campbell was telling us before the Louisville game, that everybody is going to get minutes over this period because they don't have the men on the roster that they had last season. So that's a positive in some aspects, and it's a challenge for Stuart Campbell right there as far as getting the best team that he can for each game and really making sure that they don't get fatigued. You know, it's going to be a lot of travel and a lot of minutes, a lot of miles on a plane and buses and hotels. Sometimes that's good for teams. They like to get away from home, a lot of team building. But for others, when the Rowdies have been so dominant here at home, that's where you want to pick up your points. But the Rowdies, in my mind, you know, after beating Toronto FC 2-4-0 here at home, they should be able to go back to Toronto and get 3 more points on the road, and that would be big in their last 2 USL road games to collect 4 points.
Sent across by Nanchoff to Porter. Like I said, you don't ever really want to pull for someone, but if the South Florida Surf is the team, then the Rowdies will at least get a midweek home game and not have to make their way back down to Miami to play against Miami FC in the U.S. Open Cup. That ball by Porter's into the, well, almost into the berm. New goal kick. That schedule is at Toronto, as you pointed out, Friday evening at 5. At Rochester next Wednesday. Then St. Louis will make their way here to Al Lang next Saturday night. And then that game on to 31st, either against South Florida Surf or against Miami FC. That's in the U.S. Open Cup 3rd round. Portillo's does not continue the run. It'll be a goal kick. And then on June 4th, they'll be at Charlotte. And then even still, Lee, that's only 1 more game against Rochester. Then they're not back home until July 6th. Unless, of course, the U.S. Open Cup continues on for them. Portillo's was a shot, and it's going to go wide. Darwin Jones is down. I think he banged knees with McKenna.
Only 1 home game for the Rowdies in the entire month of June in USL play.
Long ball headed up by McAndawary. Second ball. Fitzgerald will play it out. Portillo and Patterson keep it in. They do. Savage wide for Morrell. If you're wanting to find out who the Rowdies play, watch ussoccer.com. The live scoreboard tomorrow night was all the U.S. Open Cup games that will be taking place. The rest of them scheduled for tomorrow. This is the only U.S. Open Cup game going on this Tuesday night. I believe it's 25 more matchups tomorrow. Porter with the throw. 90th minute passed by. The fourth official will signal 2 stoppage minutes here tonight. Nanchoff. Michael Nanchoff. When he tee it up, he's going to run into space. He'll send it out wide to Bowden. Back to Nanchoff. He'll slow it down. Ball will roll out. It will be a corner kick. They'll play it short. Patterson all the way back. Rowdies content to run this one out, it appears.
Well, good job by the Rowdies, Mike. Never really under threat. Came in, took care of business, and they'll move on in the U.S. Open Cup.
They don't turn it over here. Another chance maybe, but Chavez able to cut that last second pass off.
It's undefeated now in 3 games in all competitions heading to Toronto.
Darwin Jones.
Kyle Porter, even though he played the full match tonight, he's going to probably be asking Stuart Campbell, you got to let me get in on the Friday game as well. I'm sure he'll have plenty of friends and family, as he is from Toronto, just outside of. He played for the Fury last year. I asked him if he's going for the Ottawa Senators in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and he said, no, I'm a Leaf fan through and through. So it didn't seem to matter that he played in the nation's capital with the Fury. Not a Sens fan.
Well, that's the final whistle. So the first game of the second round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup has come to a conclusion. The Rowdies are 3-0 victors against the Jacksonville Armada 23s, and they will move on here to action on May 31st. Their opponent will be determined. It'll either be the South Florida Surf here at Al Lang or down in Miami against Miami FC of the NASL. Lee, it's kind of what we expected, a little bit younger team, but we'll get with Heather Donnelly, who is with, I think, is Heather with Stuart Campbell now? I believe so. Let's check in with Heather and the head coach of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, Stuart Campbell.
Yep, I am, Mike. And Coach, you have 3 goals in this game, which takes you to the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup. What's the biggest takeaway from tonight's game?
Yeah, it was a really, really professional performance by the team, and obviously a couple of players had the first start for the season. I thought they were excellent. I thought they were a credit to themselves.
You have a really busy stretch of games coming up now in your season. What do you expect to be the biggest challenge moving forward over these next few weeks?
Yeah, I think it's already started. Obviously playing Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday, Saturday. It's going to be really, really tough. So it was important that some of the guys that haven't had 90 minutes this season, they got that tonight. They're obviously tired at the end, but that will stand them in good stead because over this next stretch, every single player is going to be absolutely huge for us, and they'll all have a lot of minutes to play for us.
I know USL play is obviously very important to you, but what is the significance of the U.S. Open Cup to your team?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, the league's like the most important thing. We're doing well in the league. We want to continue that. But the way we look at it, we just manage it game by game. And obviously, the most important game after Louisville was tonight against Jacksonville. So now we switch our attention to Friday night against Toronto. That's the way we're going to conduct ourselves over the next few weeks.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. And Lee, you heard it kind of take care of business with this busy schedule. Your thoughts on tonight as far as what the Rowdies were expected to do and what they did do?
Yeah, I think the Rowdies went out, executed their game plan to perfection, got that early goal, and the rest of it was just finishing it out. And as Stuart Campbell talked about, still playing like 0-0 at the half, and they went in and were able to get those added goals, one late in the first and then one in the second half. So it really was just a good victory from start to finish for the Rowdies, and one that was to be expected.
Well, as the Rowdies go to Toronto and Rochester over the next 8 days, you and I will be back here a week from Saturday night when USL action continues against St. Louis. And again, we'll keep our eyes on the scoreboard tomorrow night to find out who the Rowdies will play next in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on May 31st. For Heather Donnelly, for Lee Godfrey, I'm Mike Pepper. Rowdies get a 3-0 victory. Have a good night, everyone.